Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories, add your tales. Let's get into this thing. What's up, everyone? I feel like I should be drinking Guinness when I hear that music. Okay. So, I'm back for another fabulous episode of Skyrim Addict podcast. You can email the show if you like at skyrimaddictpodcast@gmail.com, and there's a Facebook group where we talk about stuff about Skyrim at facebook.com/groups/Skyrim Addict podcast. Both are in the show notes. Anyway, so this week I did this quest. I finally made it over to Riften. And why am I opening my notes? I accidentally hit something that I didn't mean to do. Anyway, I headed over to Riften. I finally made it over there so I could start the Thieves Guild. And while I was there, I decided to do the beginning parts of Dark Brotherhood, I guess you could say, where I went and took care of Grelad the Kind, I guess is her name, at the orphanage there. Snuck in there and hit her helper with a fury spell, so her helper killed her. So I got away scot-free there. I didn't actually do anything to her. She's a witch anyway. She's mean to those kids. So I still have to go back to Windhelm to talk to the kid and let him know I killed her. But yeah, I started up the Thieves Guild, did all that part, snuck through the Ratway, through the tunnels and all. There's that freaking guy with the gloves who can punch the hell out of you. Ugh. I always forget he's there, and then he punches me and kills me. That was kind of annoying. So, yeah, the Ratway is generally pretty easy. I'm still going straight up magic, pretty much. I'm using a lot of runes right now. I just got the perk for 5 times further you can cast the runes. So I've been using them quite a bit. Still haven't put anything in anything else but Magicka. I think I'm like level 22 or 23 right now. Mostly, I've put a lot into alchemy, building that up quite a bit. A little bit into enchanting. Really haven't done a lot of enchanting, but some into that. And a lot into destruction. I started doing some of the other ones, illusion, alteration, for the novice and the apprentice level, because I want to cut the cost of those down, the stone flesh and muffle. So I want to cut the cost of those down a bit because they suck up a bunch of my magicka. But yeah, so I got into the Thieves Guild. I did the whole pickpocket thing for Brynlof and the ring in Riften there. Went down to the Thieves Guild and went through the Golden Glow quest. Where you have to go out to the island there in that lake right outside of Riften and set the beehives on fire. And my favorite part is sneaking through the house and there's that one section, though. I always forget, the sewers there or for where you can go into the basement. But anyway, so you sneak through the house and there's that last part where you have to go down into the basement. I can never get past that guy. I should probably have if I had an invisibility potion, I probably could, but I'd used mine up. So I ended up having to kill him. But I just snuck and used a dagger because I have the 15 times now for sneak. Oh, that's the other thing I've been putting in. Sneak. I've been putting a lot in the sneak tree. Yep, so I did all that, pickpocketed it, cleared out the safe at Golden Glow. Continued on with the Thieves Guild and onto the Hunting Brew Meadery quest part, where you think you're just going to go kill some skeevers and poison the thing, and they turn out to be super skeevers, and there's that dude down there who's making the super skeevers. So that was fun. A lot of sneaking involved. I've been using a lot of conjuration. Been using the Flame Atronach a lot, along with some other things. So really, really digging that. I probably need to build up my conjuration a little bit. I mean, as far as in the tree, to cut down the cost of that a little bit as well, now that I think about it. But yeah. So I use the flame atronach and then sneak around and hit things with some fireballs or whatever, and then I stay hidden pretty well because they are distracted pretty much by the atronach, depending on what it is. But yeah. So I blew through that part and met back up with Maven Blackbriar, I think. Whatever her name is. I'm drawing a blank at the moment. So I'm going pretty good on the Thieves Guild thing. I'll be going on to the next part of that next time. But anyway, while I was in Riften, there was somebody just wandering along. I believe it was an Argonian, as a matter of fact. Just wandering along and like, here, take this lexicon. I can't handle it anymore. The voices in my head, they're driving me crazy. Just take this thing. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. You know, one of those random things that happens in Skyrim. So I get the lexicon and I have to take it out to Eventional. Yeah, one of those Dwemer words. And that is a absolutely freaking awesome Dwemer ruin. Super long, nice little story with it. And so you head out there. You get to this ruin, and there's these 4 ghosts that appear, and you hear them talking about they're 4 thieves, ghosts of 4 thieves that had snuck in there and ended up taking this lexicon. And I guess they heard voices and it started haunting them. But anyway, so you go through there, and there's the Dwemer spiders and the spheres and the centurions, or the guardian centurions, whatever they're called. And it's just a nice long Dwemer. It probably took me, it was probably an hour of playtime. It may have been even a little longer. I did this last weekend, so I'm a little rusty in my brain on how long it took. But it was a nice long quest. I was really happy with it. I mean, I had done it a long time ago, but it's been quite a while. And, this is a little side quest, and it was probably an hour solid of time. Now, it took me a little longer because I'm going straight magic, so I did a lot of sneaking, sending in some atronachs, laying back, sneaking up, throwing out another, conjuring another one, throwing down a rune. Yeah, I was taking my time and really thinking it through and going slow and taking it easy. And that sounded way hotter than it should have been. Anyway, so yeah, I get through the whole thing, and you put the end. There's obviously what is that thing called? The Guardian Centurion, the big one, the big Dwemer guy. And there was a lot of sneaking involved. I would go back and forth behind pillars and send out the atronach and drop a rune and then run to the other side and drop another rune. Very cool. Really, really like that. I recommend people going and doing that one. What else did I do? And the only other thing I think I did, Shimmer Mist Cave, which was a nice Falmer kind of area. It's I'm gonna look it up real quick just to refresh my memory. Yeah, it's right outside of Whiterun. I was running around outside of there, and ended up going over to Shimmer Mist. I was just wandering. I think I was coming back from. Maybe I was coming back from Eventional or whatever. Oh, I was probably finishing the meadery. That's what it was when I ended up over there. So Shimmer Mist Cave. I hit there on my way back from the meadery, and it was a nice long cave as well. The Falmer, they're not too hard to take care of. Also, I ended up going back to Fort Amal, and I did get the bound bow. With my sneak being much, much better now, I was able to get in there and take out the 2 guys, or the 2 mages that were right inside the doorway. My sneak's pretty high, and I've put a lot into that tree, so that was pretty good. And so Shimmer Mist is Falmer and Chara's. Yeah, it was a nice Falmer cave. Really dug that. So yeah, I'm kind of out there wandering right now. I did a lot of working on the alchemy. I've really gotten that up pretty good. I'm making some good potions now. I've got enough money where I'm buying ingredients and selling the potions back because the potions I'm making are worth a good bit of money. I really have done almost no smithing whatsoever. That's weird to me. I keep getting tempted to do it, but I resist. So, but I mean, the other things I've done with this character, I've stuck to the narrative of what I set up ahead of time, and I've like come across guys in fishing huts and I wiped them out. Things like that. I took out some random, like anybody I randomly come across on the road, I just take them out. That's just the way I'm playing this character, which is kind of going to play into something else I have coming up here. But so that's where I'm sitting right now. And really, I'll probably just keep working the alchemy up. I need to get some more on the enchanting side. I'm starting to get some more items. Oh, I've been working on a lot of pickpocket as well. Now that I started the Thieves Guild quest, I've never really done heavy pickpocketing, so I'm finding that kind of fun. It's definitely a challenge, especially when you get caught getting out of there. So I like doing that a lot. I'm probably going to do the poisoner perk where you sneak the poison into the person's pocket, especially since I'm busting out the alchemy and the sneak. I might as well do the poisoner one where you can put the poison in the person's pocket and it poisons them. So I'm going to work on that too, so that'll be awesome. And that should help me with any tougher enemies where I can sneak up, maybe poison them or paralyze them and hit them with some double blades and some magic before they can get me. So I'm kind of playing this super sneaky magic, daggers, and that's about it. Hopefully I'll get pretty close to finishing the Thieves Guild soon. Not sure when I'm going to get a chance to play a long, extended game again. It's always nice when you can sit down and get it, like 2 solid hours in. It's like a dream. But anyway, so I did have some email. It's from Dale from the Paper Keg Podcast, which is an awesome comic podcast. If you're into comics, I definitely recommend it. It's like the Imperial Stout of comic podcasts, or a milk stout. I enjoy a nice milk stout, so we'll go with that. So he hasn't seen the full game environment yet. He's a newer player, and let's see. He wants to know if there's a place, and this could be to anybody else as well, that I would call my favorite place in the game to soak up some scenery. I like Blackreach. I like the look of it because it's unique. But when you get up on some of the hills, I'm trying to think where there's like this one of those Forsworn areas, but you're right outside of it, and you're all the way. Or you know what? Oh, where you go with Esbern, the temple, Sky Temple, and you can sit off. You walk out on the back area there on like the patio, I guess, if you want to call it that, and you can just look out over the mountains. The detail when you can look out over the mountains and the valleys and things like that, or even when you do Meridia's Beacon quest and she takes you up in the sky, you can look around as you're going up and down. That is awesome. It blows me away that they put that much detail into it. It's a tough call for him. He doesn't think he could decide. He would just start listing a crap load of places that seem to steep me in Skyrim lore and scenery. Oh, the Hunter's Cabin near Falkreath, or the balcony of Dragonborn's Riften Home. Yeah, those are very good. Yeah, there's so many. God, like even when you're just even in like the valley by Whiterun there, when you get especially when you get up higher in the hills and you can look down, those are awesome. I really dig that. So the second question is one that's pretty cool to talk about, too. He stumbled upon what he thinks is a cannibal quest in Markarth. And if you don't want to know, don't listen for the next few seconds. Boom. Yes, it is. Yeah, so this quest, yeah. So he ended up doing the second part of the quest and helped the cannibal clear the cave of the Draugr for the temple. And I did this recently, too. I did this with my last character. And he just did it, it was in the quest log, clear it off. That's what we do. And he's pretty repulsed and will try not to complete any more parts of the quest. But as far as he knows, the morality is very hazy and a forgiving issue in Skyrim. Yeah, it's not like Fable where you get like the devil horns. The worst that will happen in game if I did become a cannibal is the guards might say something to the fact. Yeah, they might call you like blood drinker or something. I don't know. Flesh lover. I don't know what they would call you. Which is awful to me in real life, but they're just AI-controlled city guards. Meaning, if only for the quest experience, I would be tempted to finish the quest as to clear my quest log, knowing I probably wouldn't suffer for my actions in-game and still gain leveling experience for completing the quest. Personally, I don't mind the haziness of the morality of Skyrim most of the time, but cannibalism, cripes, let me remove that quest from my log if I know I do not want to complete it. Your thoughts on the freedom to do what you want. I have the same issue kind of with that quest. And there's some other quests that I have, and I'm not like, the gaming turns to real life kind of thing. That's not what this is about. It's just about an uneasiness within the game world of doing things. Like, even this character that I've set up as straight up bad and unfeeling and not caring who he takes out, I still have issues with that at times when I play it that way. And it's always in me to not play it that way. But for the experience of doing it different, that I've been sticking to it. But yeah, the cannibal quest is definitely it's just like, oh, God. Really? It's one thing becoming a vampire or a werewolf. These are things that are not real. Theoretically, they're not real. Obviously there are people in vampire culture, but they're not real vampires. But whatever. But there are cannibals or people who have done cannibal things, and maybe it's just a little too close to reality or something. But yeah, I definitely see, like, in general, I don't have a problem with most of the stuff in Skyrim because it's so fantasy based, which is why I think I used to play Assassin's Creed a lot, and I enjoyed it mostly up until, and then they started getting, then the last one, which I don't know if it's the last one or whatever, but I have one sitting upstairs that I've barely played, where the Revolutionary Warrior one. I don't know, and it just started getting too close in history or something. I don't know. And the same thing with Hitman. I used to really love playing it, and I still have the latest one sitting in the package unopened from launch day. And I don't know, I just lost my appetite for it. And it's not like a thing where I'm like, oh my God, these are the worst. Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. It's just for personally for me, it's like, I don't know if that fits with my vibe right now in life. Whereas other people want to play it, God, yeah, no big deal. Doesn't, they cause no harm to anyone in their games. But yeah, it's such a fine, like, the morality issue is a tough one. Because it's like, if I do the cannibal quest, does that say I'm okay with cannibalism? Even in game, do you really want to be okay with cannibalism? It's one thing going and killing bandits. They're bandits. They're supposed to be killed. Or taking out, like, even I felt bad taking out, God, I can't remember the main dragon's name. Oh my God. I felt bad even, when Esbern wants you to kill him. I don't want to do that. He was nice. He's a good dude. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to hurt him? He's always nice. But I guess he has that history, and, it's like, take him out. Parthenax, that's it. Why couldn't I remember his name? Yeah, I didn't want to kill Parthenax, because he's nice to you. The other dragons, yeah, kill them, whatever. They're coming after you to kill you. I guess it would be the same. Yeah, but the Dark Brotherhood, I don't necessarily have a problem with going out and just whacking people. Or, when you're in a cabin and you got to kill the people. Those things are all fun. I don't know what, but I had the same issue with the cannibalism once. I don't know. That's a tough question. Anybody else has any thoughts on that? Feel free. I'm sure mine are all jumbled. Because it's one of those things where you're like, yeah. I remember when I did the quest, I kind of felt the same thing. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll clear this out for you. But I don't know if I want to help you out that much. And I think I felt the same way about the Dark Brotherhood in Oblivion. Where you brought them there and there was the wheel and you killed all the people. I think that's how that worked. I always felt weird about that. You're like, come on. Or am I thinking of Fable? I may be mixing up Fable and Oblivion. If I am, shoot me now, please. But yeah, that's a weird one. I don't know. I don't know. Morality-wise, for the most part, I have no issues to stealing and all that because it's not what I do in real life. It's just a game. But I don't know. I guess even though, even the stealing thing with this character, it's weird. Because I've never played a character this way, and it kind of goes against the grain of what I want to do. And the same thing would happen to me in Fable or Fable 2, where I would set up a character and be like, all right, I'm going to play this one straight bad and see what happens. But I always end up going the other way with it because it's just my natural tendency to go that way in game because I'm not a psychopath in real life either. So I guess that it's that fighting against your nature because you become so immersed in the world that it's like you're making decisions based on your own morality, even when unconsciously while you're playing the game, because you kind of shut out things and play. That's part of why many of us love playing because it's that time you shut down and you don't have to think about the 65 million other things that you actually have to do in real life for the rest of the week. So if you get that 2 hours during the week, you kind of shut down. But because you're not really thinking, you're just using your instincts as you go through, you tend to go towards a way. And then when you start thinking about it, you're like, oh, would I do that in real life? Kind of feel. So I don't know. I don't know if any of that made any sense, but that's what I think about it. So I would do the quest just to experience it. That would be my suggestion. But yeah, I definitely had an uneasy feeling doing it. I even had an uneasy feeling doing the house in Markarth where you have to kill the guy, Moloch Baal, that quest. I even had, the first time I played that, I'm like, really? I could have whacked the guy for no reason? I mean, come on. Because that character I was playing was pretty much good straight through. So I'm like, come on, really? I probably could have played that a different way. So my first character or two I played pretty cleanly. The typical stuff. Nothing. I didn't even do a lot of pickpocketing on those. So, yeah, it was pretty clean. I played that one. And that's why I wanted to go so different with this one. But it is hard playing opposite of what you think the character should do. So, but yeah, I would definitely do the quest just to check it out, though. That's all I have to say about that now. Now that I've said something about that for about 10 minutes, and I don't know if any of it made any sense, but I certainly talked for 10 minutes about it. So, all right, that's all I got. I think I'm actually going to go play some Skyrim right now. It sounds like the Hot Wheels race has ended. I'm not sure who won. I'll fill you all in next time on that. And until next... Oh, and for those of you who may not know, the Elder Scrolls Anthology came out, I believe, for PC, which is awesome. And if I had if I played on PC, I would be picking that up. So those of you who picked that up and are playing it and are listening, awesome. Thanks for listening. And everybody else who's listening, thanks for listening. I do this every once in a while because I really enjoy it, and I enjoy playing the game. So join us up on the Facebook group where we'll talk about it, and that's all I got for now. Goodbye, everyone.